Hey everyone, and welcome. I am absolutely thrilled you're here with us. Today, we're diving into an explainer that completely breaks down the real nuts and bolts behind building wealth. We're going to look at exactly what separates the folks who achieve long-term financial stability from those who just constantly feel like they're falling behind. And spoiler alert, it is probably not what you think. We've got a really fantastic set of slides to guide us through this, so let's just get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this. Right out of the gate, we're confronted with a massive, and I mean massive, question. Does building wealth really require a high salary? Now, for decades, the standard assumption has been that to get rich, you just need to bring in a huge paycheck, right? We immediately picture tech CDOs or high-powered investment bankers, and we just assume that a six-figure salary is the one and only golden ticket to financial security. But what if that entire assumption is just totally flawed?
Section 1. The Wealth Building Myth. Let's look at why our traditional understanding of financial stability has the wrong equation.
The source material we're digging into today completely flips the script on how we usually think about money. It basically tells us that we've been looking at the wrong side of the equation this whole time. Because, as it turns out, building wealth depends much more on disciplined habits than a high salary. Seriously, you could be pulling in $500,000 a year, but without the right systems in place to actually keep it, you could still end up entirely broke. It's not about the sheer volume of cash flowing in. It's absolutely all about the systems you have to capture and retain it.
Section 2. A tale of two earners. Let's look at a scenario with two people who have identical incomes. And this brilliantly illustrates the core difference we're talking about. Imagine these two earners, they take home the exact same paycheck every single month, they work similar jobs, but their financial trajectories, they couldn't be more different. Earner A, over on the left, addresses their expenses first. You know the drill. Pay the rent, buy groceries, go out for dinner, and then just kind of hope to save whatever is left over. Meanwhile, Earner B prioritizes savings and investments before doing literally anything else. These differing priorities, executed right at the top of the month, completely dictate their financial futures. And because of those choices, Earner A falls straight into what we call the paycheck-to-paycheck trap. By addressing their expenses before saving, they essentially leave nothing left for their future self. Since Earner A waits to see what's left over at the end of the month, well, they usually find empty pockets. Human nature pretty much dictates that money flows toward our immediate desires, and that completely prevents Earner A from finding any kind of long-term stability.
Section 3. The Pay Yourself First formula. Let's break down the exact strategy Earner B is using.
Here are the steps, and honestly, they are profound in their simplicity. Step 1, receive income. Step 2, prioritize savings and investments. Step 3, address expenses. Did you catch the flip there? Instead of saving what is left after spending, Earner B spends what is left after saving. By simply changing the order of operations and ensuring they pay themselves first, they guarantee that their wealth actually grows every single month, no matter what tempting purchases pop up later on. Now, let's be real. This formula isn't some overnight magic trick. As our source highlights, it requires consistent contributions. It has to be built upon a sustainable system that you can actually stick to month after month, year after year. You don't just do this once and suddenly wake up a millionaire, right? The real power is unlocked because it's a reasonable, highly repeatable approach that just steadily builds your financial foundation over time.
Section 4. Beating the lifestyle trap. Because simply earning more money doesn't automatically solve the problem.
Look, as your career progresses, you're likely going to start earning more money. That's great, but you have to watch out for lifestyle creep. This is the incredibly common tendency to allow unnecessary spending to increase at the exact same rate that your income rises. You get a $1,000 raise, and boom, suddenly you rent an apartment that costs $1,000 more a month, or you buy a fancier car. This specific danger derails even the absolute highest salaries, keeping massive earners trapped with zero actual wealth. So the crucial point is this. You must commit to resisting unnecessary spending increases as your income rises. True financial discipline means keeping your expenses in check even when you get that big promotion. When you get a raise, your savings rate is what should go up, not just your lifestyle. That growing margin between what you earn and what you spend, that is exactly where true wealth is born. Section 5, Keys to Financial Freedom. Let's look at the ultimate payoff described in the source. We aren't just talking about building a little rainy day fund here. We're talking about lasting financial freedom. So often we get sold this myth that we need complex schemes to get rich. We think we have to time the stock market perfectly or find some super secret investment hack. But the data shows something completely different. Freedom is actually achieved through small, repeatable actions. It's that quiet, almost boring discipline of prioritizing your savings first that actually builds real financial empires.
Let's move to this timeline and see how this builds out practically. When you map this out over a lifetime, the path becomes crystal clear. You start out with modest earnings, you make consistent contributions using a sustainable system, and eventually, you accumulate significant assets. By keeping your expenses lower than your income and saving first, even someone with a totally average, modest salary can amass an unbelievable amount of wealth over a lifetime. Time and consistency literally do the heavy lifting for you.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question to reflect on as we wrap up this explainer. Are you just chasing a higher salary, or are you actually paying yourself first? Because if you're only focused on that top line, on just earning more without ever fixing your habits, you're fighting an endless uphill battle. I really hope this exploration has empowered you to rethink your systems today so you can start paying yourself first. Thank you so much for learning with me, and I challenge you, start implementing these habits right now.